Chief, thanks again for coming on. I guess the one thing I'm very curious about is this initiative that you started about the Citizens Police Academy.
This is something we did back several years ago, pre-pandemic years, and we ran about three classes, and we had a lot of success with it. And a lot of it was basic information at that time, where we brought in the state's attorney, the judges, and they would come in and just talk about, the new laws and what's expected from police and the courts, the court system. We would do a canine demonstration. So today in the Citizens Police Academy, we're planning for May, and it'll be the first Wednesday, every Wednesday in the month of May. And what we're planning on, we have virtual reality training equipment that we have now that we did not have back then, where we can put the citizens that decide to sign up and go through this class, we can put them in live situations where they can see how you have to react in a second's time. And we can also teach them things about how the Cambridge Police Department goes about their daily functions as a community-oriented policing agency, our patrolling with the purpose motto, and how we are trying to engage better with our community.
Hey, Chief, I was curious, how is it working out to schedule officers around the clock when the head count's low? And is hiring getting better?
Yes. In September of 2022, we were down on our sworn officers. We had 29 with 2 in the police academy. Today, we're at 38 strong. We have 2 civilian employees that are liaisons for our community to help better those relationships with our community members and the police. So we're growing in numbers slowly. We're working hard on recruitment, and we'll continue to do that. We went back to 12-hour shifts in August or September, actually, of 2022, and that seems to help with our manpower numbers and being able to have the number of officers we need to patrol our streets, investigate our crimes, and also be in our specialized divisions. I would love to have so many officers that I would have, I would be able to put one on every block or up on Race Street walking like they used to. Unfortunately, we're just not quite at those numbers yet.
The other thing that I wanted to touch upon is the Annapolis is in session now.
Yes.
And I know that we've had an ongoing conversation about juvenile justice reform and what's taking place or could take place in this session that could make the Cambridge Police Department more effective in working with young people. What's your take on where we stand now?
Yeah, I think we're at a standstill now, and we're waiting to see what the legislature does. I know there's a ton of bills that have been introduced with some changes recommended, and I'm sure I sure hope that comes to fruition, because I believe that we may not change the bill completely, but if we can make some small changes into that bill that was put out, I believe we can make some headway on our young people and give them chances, and the families chances for resources and better ways to serve our troubled youth than to just say, we can't charge them, we can't do anything with them, there's no consequences. So they go back and, for instance, steal a car over and over again before the crime becomes bigger. And next thing you know, they're being detained for a crime that maybe we could have got to them and got resources to them and to their families that would have prevented that from happening in the first place.
I know Cambridge PD has deployed ShotSpotter technology around certain places in town where there's been gunfire. Chicago, though, is reporting 86% of its ShotSpotter alerts result in officers finding nothing when they respond. And Chicago's considering dropping the contract with ShotSpotter. What's been the performance in Cambridge? Are you seeing a lot of false alarms?
Very few false alarms for us, a lot of success. Um, I between our surveillance camera systems and the ShotSpotter technology, we see a lot more success where we're showing up on scenes where we're finding casings at the exact area of where they're telling us to respond. Now there are false alarms. There are situations where we respond where it may be fireworks that have gone off, and it all has to do with the triangulation of the sound and what buildings it's bouncing off of that can cause, because it's live. You know, there are live people sitting on the other side of that, and they're trying to determine, is that gunshots, is that backfire from a vehicle, or is it fireworks? But I have nothing but great things to say about our ShotSpotter technology. It has led us to crimes to be solved. It has led us to being able to tie shootings together. To know that there was one circumstance where, I think I've said this before, we had 11 different shootings come from one handgun that we were able to tie it back to, and it's been a positive thing for us.
Well, I did want to know, with spring coming and more people out and about, do you advise people to be more aware of any sort of crime we don't see as much during the winter months?
Absolutely. Spring is coming. There will be more people out. There will be more people congregating in the streets, moving around later in the day. You know, the old motto that everybody used to say, you know, officers, if you see something, say something. That's what we're here for. We're here to protect and serve our community. If you have a concern, or if you see something that just your gut tells you that just does not seem right, it never hurts to contact us and let us check it out. Let us find out. It could be anything. It could be something that is serious, or it may not be. You know, the suspicious person they call in may have a reasonable explanation why they're in a certain area or wearing a certain thing. But that communication and being able to know that you can contact the police and we're going to respond and handle it accordingly. We want to make sure that our citizens are aware of that and know that.
Anything on your list, Chief?
We just deployed, beginning February 1st, we deployed a patrolling with purpose motto. And I wanted to make sure the community, one, knows that we're doing that and understands what that is. And simply, we are the type of data technology that we've been able to enhance in the last year has given us the ability to be able to heat map where our high crime microzones are, when crimes are most often occurring, the times of day. So we're deploying officers in those high microzone areas at certain times of the day and night. And for those areas, for at least 15 minutes every 2 hours, at a minimum of 15 minutes, officers have to be in those areas, proactively engaging the community. It doesn't have to be negative engagement. However, if you're a part of the criminal element committing those crimes, we're going to let you know that you don't belong there. And we're not going to put up with the things that we have seen in the past with the shootings. You know, we've took 13 guns off our city streets since January 1. And we plan to continue to, one, engage our public, engage our community, and make our citizens feel safer, but also let the people out there that want to commit the crimes and put fear in our citizens, and to let them know that we're not going to stand for it. And there's going to be changes and positive changes on our city streets.
Thank you, Chief. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Good seeing you guys.